how to know if somebody have a problem losing weight, and how to make sure that they can comply to the diet that we created or designed for them. So, a few years ago, I did a study, a weight loss program among individuals with overweight and obesity in Indonesia. The idea of the research is to understand more about the difficulty when somebody or someone's losing weight through lifestyle modification, such as diet and exercise. In this study, we asked individuals with overweight and obesity to conduct low-calorie diet for 8 weeks. And we checked their weight changes, and we checked what they ate. In this research, we also find it that what they eat is actually varied between one to another, meaning that their compliance to the diet differs between subjects. What does that mean? What it means is that even though you already tell what they have to eat, you already set up the menu, you already create the program that suits for them, personally, some people are still complying, and some might not comply to the program, to the diet that they have to do. Their calorie may be not reaching the goal or the amount of calorie they have to eat. For instance, if you ask to eat 1,900 calories a day, and you end up eating 2,500, meaning that your calorie goal is not the same as being targeted. And then we ask why. Because this has a great contribution. If we don't eat, or people don't eat according to the calorie deficit diet that we have prepared, then their weight loss might be not as much as we expect it to be. And for some people, this can happen. And we ask why. When asking why, it's important for us because if you are doing a weight loss program, you create a diet and ask people to do low-calorie diet. You set up a diet. Creating diet may be not that hard. But making sure that the clients, the subjects, stick to the diet is one of the biggest things that you have to do. And we ask why they don't stick to the diet. And there are 4 reasons why. And the first reason is being busy at work. Yeah. Busy at work. I mean, in a modern society, our work is so important for us. And I can say that we use majority of our waking time working. And mostly for some people, especially if they are living in the big cities. And that big cities usually a place where there is a lot of prevalence of obesity and overweight. And being busy at work means that you might be stressful. You might be in the deadline. You have to do something and you have to achieve something in your workplace. And having a good quality of diet, having be able to control what you eat is not the main priority perhaps for you or for some subjects or for some clients. And we have to acknowledge that. And because when they are busy, if people are stressed out, they usually are running towards some nice things like foods. Food are nice. I mentioned in previous videos that food is one of the joyful things that can happen in our life. And that's normal. That's how the system goes. And when they're working hard, when they're stressful, they want to find that satisfaction. And that's why the diet suffers. The second reason is the social life. So being social is an important component of us as human. We have been known as a species that is social. And we love our circle. We love that much. So that when they ask us out for a dinner or a hangout or a party or an event, it's very hard to say no. And the problem is not going to the party or the eating out itself, but the problem is that the food that we eat during that sessions. When you go out with friends, usually you go to a place that offers nice foods. And by meaning nice, I mean usually it's high calorie, high sugar, or high fat. Bad news for your diet, right? And if you want to go for a place that offers healthy meals, the question is how many of your peers actually on a diet or they are more health conscious? If not, then you going to those pizza places or ramen places or a place that don't serve vegetables as main dish. And that's a problem. And the third problem is appetite and hunger. Yes, of course, if somebody usually eat 3,000, 4,000 calorie a day, and then you decide to create a diet around 2,000 calorie, of course they're going to notice it. They notice that the food that they used to eat being reduced or changed. And for some people, they can cope with that, but some, they find it very hard to deal with reduction of food they have to eat or changes of food they have to eat. They no longer, perhaps, they no longer can eat French fries, for instance, within a week, or burger. They have to change it into more healthier, the better food of vitamins, mineral, but less energy options of food. And the other thing is that they have problem dealing with it because they cannot actually suppress their appetite. They're still hungry even after eating lunch, for instance, because they used to have bigger portion and the portion is reduced and they cannot cope with that. They become hungry. And then when they're hungry, they might going to add some more foods or some more meals on top of that. And that's becoming interesting part of the story. How we can help individual losing weight by controlling their appetite. Because being busy at work, perhaps something that we cannot or very hard to deal for some clients. And being social, I mean, you can ask people to get out or get away from or not not socializing that much, but then it's also going to hit hard, and for some people it's not very nice. But for appetite and hunger, you can actually still deal because it's about the clients. It's how the clients deal with their body. And the fourth most important reason why they cannot comply with the diet is snacking. Snacking in the context is something that you eat between meals that give you a bit of satisfaction and perhaps making you feel a bit full, so you don't really actually craving before mealtime. But usually when people refer to snacking, it's usually foods that has higher energy density. And of course, I mean, when we create a diet, we put meals between main meals, like foods, small foods like fruits or seeds or nuts. But for some people, that's not enough. For some people, they enjoy eating chips between mealtime, and when they have to do diet, they have to give up on that, and that's very hard. For some people, they can give up or reduce the amount of food that they eat during the mealtime, but for snacking, for some people, it's very hard to give up. So that's the reason why for some people it's very hard to comply to the diet. And addressing this can help us create a better weight loss program. The program that actually fits with the client and understand the client as a human being and help them improve their compliances. So it's very important to also see the client as a human being, as a social being, and they are also part of the system that works in the whole world, meaning that for some people, not being able to do certain stuff, certain things they have to do, perhaps it's reasonable, and perhaps we can see and give advice accordingly to them. Thank you for watching the video until the end. If you are still interested to understand more about energy, appetite regulation in the context of weight loss program, please click the link at description. We have classes at Udemy for free just for you. See you.